Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Jabari Mongoose here with episode 11 of my Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke challenge, which is pretty much a hardcore Nuzlocke at this point. We are rocking a new team, and by that I added 3 new members to the team. And that's because they're at level 32 so that they can sponge in most of the experience for the upcoming trainer fights before the gym leader. We have Dust to Gothorita, Helios to Volcarona, Venus to Carnivine, Macarena to Ludicolo, Loki to Zoroark, and Chomper to Dragon. Now, I have Volcarona in here because when I originally caught it, I didn't think I was going to be using it except for flying around, because Volcarona doesn't get any of its good moves until like level 60. And I just did not think it would be worth using. But in a previous episode, I got the TM for Fiery Dance in the cold storage, and Volcarona can learn it with the corresponding TM, with whatever the original TM was supposed to be. And not only that, but I had another TM for Discharge that I could also learn. So basically, I have a Fiery Dance Discharge Volcarona that knows Fly, but that I figured that was enough to put it onto the team. And so my encounter, moving on to my encounter on Route 7, is a Rufflet. And I don't mind Rufflet, but I'm going to have to look up what level it evolves. I can't remember if it evolves in its late 40s or like early 50s. Because if it doesn't evolve, because basically this would mean I would have to, if I wanted to consider using it, it would be like an Elite 4 champion team or Pokemon. And I don't know if it's going to happen. But just in case, I catch it and I nickname it Murka. And then now we are going to continue going through Route 7. Really speeding it up. Just getting through these trainers. Gathering our items. Nothing too special here. Just showing off my new Pokemon on the teams and just seeing what they can do. And I think because the level caps between gym leaders is really not that big of a difference. You know, we have 35 right now for Skyla, and then when we fight, I forget his name off the top of my head, but when we fight the Ice Gym leader, his ace is going to be level 39. That'll be our next level cap. But basically, it's just been divisible by 4s. And I'm thinking of keeping a team of 9, which, if we include the Pokemon in my box from the original team, which would be BB, Pinchy, and Love Song, then we have my 9 right here. But I'll see. I might swap some people around. But I kind of like this just so that all these guys are sharing XP, and I don't have to worry about accidentally going over level or anything. Probably the weakest member of this team, well, is probably Gothorita until it evolves, but it is also the Carnivine. But what I'm hoping for is it's holding a choice band, and I'm hoping that when it learns moves like Crunch and Power Whip, and maybe I can find some good physical attacks that I can learn, that maybe it'll be worth using, because I do like that it has Levitate. Even though it resists ground, I just like a full immunity is also nice. Volcarona is rocking the, I want to say I gave it a Charcoal to boost up its fire attacks, because it also knows Fire Spin. And then Gothorita knows it has the Eviolite, just to give it some bulk. I'm really happy I didn't have to use it as in its basic form, but I'm still afraid that it's pretty frail, so having the Eviolite just gives me a little bit more comfort that it can survive some hits and take on some battles on its own. I don't want to keep switch training this Pokemon. This rotation battle was a little dicey. I probably should not have done it since the AI is completely random, but after some maneuvering and playing safe, I was able to get the win here. So I really like all these guys, especially the Volcarona. I am kind of cheesing the Fiery Dance a little bit. Currently 4 Pokemon on my team can learn it. And the Gotharita, the Volcarona, Ludicolo, and Celebi all know it, and it's ridiculous that each one of them can learn it. I did a fiery dance on the Caracosta first because I wanted to break the sturdy before hitting it with a Mega Drain, in case he hits me with a big move. Right here, I should have swapped out, but I did think that Ludicolo would be fine, and sure enough, with the Mega Drain, the Shell Bell heals, even if the Swanna landed a crit Air Slash, Ludicolo would have been fine. And so I switch into Druddigon on my opponent's Volcarona because at this level, Volcarona really doesn't know that many good moves, powerful moves, and it should know more physical moves like Leech Life. So that's why I swapped into Druddigon in case I can get some Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin damage, some chip damage there. I hope people are having a good day. This will be Wednesday when this comes out. The next episode, episode 12, I'm a little excited because the past few days I've been very focused on trying to make the background and the layout look more appealing. And while I don't think it's perfect, I think I was able to make something that is definitely a step up from what I'm currently doing. So I'm not upset with the layout I currently have. It does what it needs to do. Shows you my team, shows me where we're at in terms of badges and deaths and everything, but I want it to look more colorful. So I was able to figure out something, and I cannot wait to show it off next week. So our encounter here is a Tangela. I'm actually not upset with this. I really like Tangela. I really like Tangrowth as well. So if the opportunity arises, I will gladly put this on my team. But right now, it's just going to stay in the PC because I already have 3 grass types with Ludicolo, Celebi, and Carnivine. And for the time being, I'm not going to swap out anyone. I skipped through going through the tower because it was just a lot with the routes and nothing significant happened. The only cool thing that did happen was one of the TMs I got there. I think it was originally a TM for Shadow Claw. It turned into the TM for Aqua Jet. And I actually teach it to Zoroark and Druddigon. So now Druddigon has a priority move, along with it just being a good hitter, even with the minus attack nature and the Rocky Helmet Rough Skin chip. I think it can just sneak in kills with a priority move as well. So I'm very happy about that. So we're gonna start running through the gym, and Pokemon are really starting to edge beyond the level cap, so I'm having to really manage my team's experience. I ended up having to skip a couple of trainers in the Celestial Tower because I was afraid of over-leveling, and I didn't want to not use any of my new Pokemon or current Pokemon. I didn't want to have any dead weight in the party. I also didn't want to run back to the Pokemon Center. You gotta love it. Guy has a Cubchoo at first and then comes out with a freaking Groudon afterwards. Oh, I love it. But I keep Gotharita in because thanks to Evilite, the Lava Plume really wasn't doing enough damage and I was able to avoid getting burned. So it takes me a minute to remember these puzzles. It's really been a long time since I've done a full run of the original Black and White games. Because normally if I want to play Black and White, I just play, or Gen 5 games, I just play Black 2 and White 2. No, I like this. Several episodes ago, we had office workers that had an Articuno and a Zapdos, but no one had a Moltres. But at least here, we had someone that had a Kyogre and a Groudon. So, good to see we have legendaries supposed to be together in the same building. Okay, so now it's time for our fight with Skyla. As usual, don't know what to expect. But she leads with something pretty scary. But I normally would be pretty scary. But I have Helios out. And fortunately, she doesn't get an Omni boost. But I was able to finish her off once with the Fiery Dance. And unfortunately, I don't get a stat buff. And then she brings out her Electric, which is at level 35. So this is her ace. And I ought to stay in to go for another Fiery Dance to get the buff. And it's a 2-hit KO. And then she gets the Discharge, but RNGesus is gracing upon me right now because no paralysis. But here's the interesting one. She hard switches into her Heatmor in the back, which I wouldn't have no knowledge of, and it gets the Flash Fire boost. So what I decided to do is I pivot into Druddigon because even with the Flash Fire boost, it's a resisted hit on him. And he's taking it no problem as I'm just getting Dragon Claw hits. And then I go for a priority Aqua Jet and she apparently goes for a Snatch, which is not going to work on Druddigon. And then she just goes with her Electric, and I could have probably swapped out, but I didn't think he had... I figured Druddigon would outspeed, and I didn't think she had anything that would hurt him for super effective or even neutral. But again, he outspeeds, so we got our 6 badge now. And then instead of Acrobatics, we get Fire Pledge, which... that'd be interesting. I have a TM for Water Pledge from the shop. So that could be fun for some double battle shenanigans. But that's it for today's recording. It was a pretty quick one because I was able to fast forward 2 things. But I'll see you guys next time on episode 12. Bye.